Squatting on the Smith machine and using the Smith machine is typically a lot easier than people think. In this video, I'll be breaking down step by step how to use a Smith machine and then how to squat on it with proper form. Let's get started. In order to unrack the bar and move it freely up and down, you want to take it off the bar rest. Just lift the bar up and roll it forward, keeping it in this position the entire time you perform your exercise. To re-rack it, roll the bar backwards to place it back on the rest. The yellow things here on the bottom are called safeties. These are here for if you're ever in the middle of doing a squat, for example, and are unable to lift the bar back up to re-rack it, you can just set it right on top of the safeties and exit the machine. Or they can just be used to rest the bar on as well if you prefer to not re-rack it on the hooks. The bar itself will typically weigh anywhere from 15 to 25 pounds depending on the specific machine. If you'd like to add additional weight, you can place plates on both sides of the bar. I recommend placing the same amount of weight on each side just to help evenly distribute the weight so one side is not heavier than the other. When performing exercises on the Smith machine, and really any exercises in general, I always recommend starting with the lightest weight possible. Then, when you can comfortably perform 12 to 15 reps with proper form, increase the weight. In this case, when doing a new exercise on the Smith machine, if you're not sure how much weight to use, perform the exercise with just the bar and no additional weight just yet. When you can do 12 to 15 reps of that exercise with good form, then feel free to add plates to the bar. Because the Smith machine's bar can only be moved up and down, it is literally impossible for the plates to slide off the sides. Therefore, you do not need to put clamps on the outsides of the plates, so don't worry about this extra step. It's only when you're using a free weight barbell that can be moved around that you need the clamps to keep the plates in place. The Smith machine can often get a bad rap, mostly because people argue that squatting on the Smith machine does not allow for as great a recruitment of your stabilizer muscles, which is true. However, it's important to note that machines are here so that you can perform movements that you otherwise would not be able to do with free weights like dumbbells. Otherwise, if we could do everything with just our body weight or free weights, we would not need machines at all. Machines like the Smith machine allow your body to work and move in ways that free weights don't. Each have their time and place, and neither is right or wrong. Also, I think that the Smith machine can be a great transitional piece of equipment to use if you're working your way up to using a barbell. Regardless, the Smith machine is a great option for many people, so never let anyone tell you that the Smith machine is a poor piece of equipment to use. If you know when and how to use it, it is an amazing machine at the gym to include in your workouts. If you enjoy breaking down exercises like this and would like personalized feedback on your own exercises, I am currently taking one-on-one coaching clients, and I love helping my clients refine their exercise form to maximize their workouts and progress with their exercise knowledge. I also help to ensure that the foods you eat nourish your body and get you the results that you want to see. If you're ready to take the next big step in your fitness journey, fill out my one-on-one coaching application linked down below in the description. Let's work towards and reach your goals together, babe. First of all, the squat is a compound movement that works the entire body with a focus on the lower body. While I'll show you the basics of proper squat form today, please keep in mind that everyone's ideal or perfect squat form will look different, as everyone's body proportions and personal preferences are not the same. So your squat does not have to look exactly like mine or anyone else's at the gym just to be correct, and vice versa. When squatting on the Smith machine, you want to start with the bar on the rest so that it is just at about armpit height. You'll know it's too high if you have to tiptoe to lift the bar up and out of the rest to start their exercise. Really, the bar should be at a starting point so that all you have to do is squeeze your glutes to push your hips forward slightly to bring the bar out from the rest to begin the exercise. If there's not a perfect starting height for you, it's always better to choose a lower height than higher. When you first start squatting, this little form cue may not make a big difference, but once you start lifting heavier, and especially when you transition over to a barbell, this small tip can be crucial. Your feet should be positioned right under or right outside of your shoulders so that your knees point in the same direction as your toes when you are in the lowest point of the squat. Feel free to play around a bit and see what foot position is best and most comfortable for you, whether that's toes straight ahead or slightly pointed out. Your feet should also remain flat on the ground at all times to provide a stable foundation for the movement. Avoid caving your knees in towards each other as well as lifting your heels up. The bar should be resting on the back of your shoulders like you see here. If you place it too high up on your neck, you'll most likely experience a bit of pain, so make sure to simply lower it down a bit if it's too painful for you. For most people, your hands should be positioned right outside your shoulders. This helps to keep your body centered so you can control the weight and movement. If this is uncomfortable for you, feel free to move your hands out towards the ends of the bars a little more. From here, simply bend your knees and lower your booty down as if you were sitting back on an imaginary chair. Squat as low as you comfortably can without rounding your lower back. From here, contract your glutes to push your hips forward and return back to starting position. Right before each rep, inhale and contract your core. I like to describe contracting your core as both squeezing your abs and pushing your stomach out from the inside, like if you were to pretend having a food baby. Contracting your core like this will help make a sturdier foundation for the weight so that your midsection is not flimsy and malleable. Maintaining a neutral spine and utilizing a posterior pelvic tilt will be key throughout this exercise to help prevent back injury and pain. While maintaining a neutral spine does not mean that your spine has to be in a perfect line at all times, you do want to make sure that your entire spine, neck, and head all follow each other throughout the movement, with no excessive rounding of the shoulders or lower back, as well as no hyperextension of the lower back. When using a posterior pelvic tilt, your pelvis is essentially tucked forward like a dog tucking its tail between its legs. While it's not as glamorous or aesthetically appealing as popping the booty out, this will help you keep your core tight and spine neutral for a stronger and more controlled lift so that you're less prone to injury, and that is sexy. I know we just went over quite a bit, so let's go ahead and review real quick. First, start with the bar on the wrist at about armpit height. Position the bar so that it's behind your shoulders and not on your neck. Hands should be placed on the bar right outside your shoulders. Position your feet right under or right outside your shoulders so that your knees point in the same direction as your toes when you're down in the squat. Inhale and contract your core right before the rep, utilizing that posterior pelvic tilt with your hips tucked forward like a dog tucking its tail between its legs. Lower yourself down into the squat as slow as you can without rounding your lower back and keeping your spine neutral. Then contract your glutes to push your hips forward and return back to starting position, exhaling as you go back up. Now that we know what to do, let's go over common mistakes to avoid. Keep in mind that these things are so easy to do and that many of the people who do them aren't even aware that they're doing them. There's definitely a lot that goes into a seemingly simple exercise like the squat, so give yourself some grace and patience as you learn and practice this exercise. My whole entire outfit is from Honor Active. I'm wearing the timeless leggings and timeless square neck bralette, both in the color fuchsia size small. Both tops and bottoms are true to size, and the leggings are completely squat proof, so you cannot see any underwear or booty crack through the material when in a full-on squat. While the leggings are not booty scrunch, you are able to pull them up the booty crack if you so desire to help accentuate the glutes. But if you prefer not to, you definitely don't have to. Regardless, these are your perfect classic gym legging that you can never go wrong with. The square neck bralette has removable pads and is a more full coverage and high impact bra. Both pieces are staple pieces every gym babe needs in their wardrobe, so don't sleep on these, bestie. My support link to shop is in the description. Drop a comment down below as well if you have any questions about Honor Active's pieces. Thank you guys so much for your continuous love and support. I appreciate you. First, like I was saying earlier, avoid placing the bar too high up on your neck. This not only is painful, but it also makes it difficult to maintain a neutral spine, as your chin will naturally tilt upwards when the bar is on your neck, putting more pressure on your spine and making you more prone to injury. I know it might look too low at first, but by simply moving the bar down a little bit, it eliminates the pain of the bar on your neck and provides more cushion for the bar to rest on. Next, avoid lifting your heels off the ground. Your feet should remain flat on the ground at all times to provide a stable foundation for the movement. If you find that your heels are coming off the ground, play around with different feet positions to see if something else might work better for you, whether that's feet closer together or pointing outwards slightly. Third, avoid caving your knees in towards each other. Make sure that your knees are pointing in the same direction as your toes as you go down and back up throughout the squat. You may see those that are more advanced opt for their knees caving in through specific parts of a squat, but keep in mind that these are typically much more advanced lifters who are lifting significantly heavy. For beginners to intermediates not training for strength, I recommend to avoid knees caving in. Moving on, avoid hyperextending your lower back, aka excessively popping your booty out. Simply put, this makes it impossible to keep your spine neutral throughout the movement, which places more unnecessary stress on your lower back and makes you more prone to injury. Not to mention, it'll also make it more difficult to lift heavier as you progress. You also want to avoid splitting the exercise up into separate movements. The squat should be one fluid movement with your muscles working all together at the same time. Avoid excessively facing your chest down, leading with your booty as you go back up to starting position, and also dropping your body down into the squat. Do your best to make sure that your body works as one seamless unit to execute the exercise. Control the weight, never let it control you. Lastly, I want to emphasize that good form is always more impressive than lifting heavy. It's important to get comfortable with an exercise first before adding more weight, and it's never worth the potential injury to lift heavy versus safe. Ask for help if you ever need it. And that's all there is to it, babes. For more of my exercise tutorials, check out my playlist linked in the description. To stay up to date on more videos like this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one.